This is The Power of Acai by the Acai Research Organization. Did you know that there are two ways for every cell in your body to die? The different types of cells have different lifespans, but when their time comes, there are just two ways for them to all expire. Apoptosis is the way you want it to happen. Apoptosis is a controlled form of suicide where the aging cells in your body signal for a white blood cell to come along and completely recycle them, leaving no spare atoms or cell parts lying around. Necrosis, on the other hand, is the bad way for it to happen. When a white blood cell doesn't come along and recycle them properly, the cells break up and become free radicals, which leads to all bad things in our bodies like cancer, heart disease, and all forms of aging itself. So theoretically, if you stop necrosis from taking place in your body, then you've stopped aging completely and you can live healthfully forever. The only defenses against necrosis that we have so far are the various antioxidant compounds found in nature. There are thousands of different compounds out there with different antioxidizing properties, but they've always been found in very small concentrations. Within the last 6 years, the most concentrated source of antioxidants in the world has finally been discovered, at least for the people outside of Brazil. Its name is the Acai Berry. Dr. Alexander Schaus, one of the leading nutritionalists in the world and the president of AIBMR Life Sciences, was the first person to test the antioxidant levels in acai. He ran a test to discover the ORAC value in acai berries and was so surprised by the results that he had to have several other scientists run the test themselves to confirm his findings. There are not only more different types of antioxidant compounds found in the acai berry than any other food source, but there is in fact a much larger amount of them as well. The most concentrated source on the planet by far. Acai does have an Achilles heel, however. It rapidly perishes, losing considerable amounts of its antioxidants and nutritional value in as little as 24 hours after being picked. It is still quite difficult to obtain a fresh supply of high-quality acai in the United States, since the berries can only be grown in the wetlands of the Amazon River basin on the equator. Since it is so delicate and brand new to the United States, not many tests have been run on them yet, but you would think something so powerful would at least go through some informal clinical trials by an accredited university by now, right? Well, in fact they have. In 2006, the University of Florida placed small samples of the acai berry in a petri dish with living leukemia cells. The result? 86% of the leukemia cells were apoptosized. That's 86% of the cancerous growth destroyed in all of the test samples. More trials are continuing as we speak, including a full study by Dr. Schaus, but researchers have already said that a cure for cancer from acai berries looks promising. Cancer is only one of the many targets in the crosshairs of the acai berry, however. Heart disease is almost always caused by necrosis of the membranes in the arteries. Alzheimer's disease, too, is something that doctors are already targeting with antioxidant treatments. But here's one thing about acai that few people understand. Antioxidants are only one of acai's formidable weapons. It has plenty others. High cholesterol can easily be countered by ingesting large amounts of plant sterols, including beta-sitosterol, which acai berries are also the world's best source of. Acai tackles diabetes with a 1-2 punch, first having extremely low glycemic level and then with the strong antioxidant compounds as a follow-up. Digestion is improved through acai's high fiber content. Ulcers, which are actually caused by bacteria, are healed by acai's antibacterial problems. Asthma sufferers can find relief in acai's strong vitamin C content, and even aging itself can be slowed to a crawl by eating large amounts of acai berries, since the extremely high levels of antioxidants they offer will come close to stopping necrosis from occurring throughout your body. Almost all non-genetic diseases can be cured or easily prevented by getting enough antioxidants, which was never before possible until the super concentrated acai berry came along. In the rainforests of Brazil, where acai berries are grown, the natives who eat 3 servings a day of acai look very young and have none of the health problems that plague Americans. No cancer, no heart disease, no stroke, etc. In fact, a 60-year-old woman there typically has no wrinkles on her face at all. Dr. Schaus is by no means the only doctor to highly endorse the acai berry. In fact, many prestigious doctors have started drinking it daily and added in their testimonials as well. Dr. Perricone, author of the New York Times bestseller The Perricone Promise in 2004, dubbed the acai berry as the world's #1 superfood. In his book, he stated that it has the protein profile of an egg, all of the essential fatty acids including omegas 3, 6, and 9 similar to olive oil, a low glycemic index. He goes on to say that it's a leading source of anthocyanins, 30 times the protective potential of red wine in fact. It's high in fiber content. It has more than 16 phytonutrients and antioxidants, and it has copious amounts of trace and macro minerals. It's packed with vitamins, including natural vitamins C and E, easy to digest. It's also an excellent source of plant sterols, particularly beta-sitosterol, which the FDA has heralded as your best bet for lowering cholesterol. However, the quote that impressed me the most about acai berries was from Dr. Schaus himself. He stated that acai contains every single essential nutrient that mankind needs, and that people can and do live very healthy lives eating nothing at all but acai berries. They really have that much good stuff in them. So in conclusion, the acai berry is clearly the most significant source of nutrients and defense against disease and aging that humans have ever imagined. There is plenty of proof now, since the inhabitants of Rio de Janeiro have been eating acai with almost all 3 meals a day since 1980. Acai juices and powders are already flooding into every grocery store and health food store throughout the United States. The only question left to ask yourself now is how you can get your loved ones a steady supply of the highest possible quality of acai berries. If you would like to learn more about acai berries and their possible benefits for you, give the Acai Research Organization website a try. It's at www.acairesearch.org. They are dedicated to bringing you the factual answers and research materials about the science behind the miraculous acai berry.